After I made my Nikke video, I realized I needed to go back and actually finish Stellar Blade. Where's the... Ah, shit. I gotta say, playing Nikke actually enhanced my experience and appreciation for this game. Now, these are two different games targeting different gamers, but with some overlap, like both are story-driven and, So for this review, I also want to try to compare and contrast the two in a way I found more complementary than anything. With help from the bros at Sony, Shift Up made their first AAA game. You probably first heard about it for the same reason you did Nikke. Outside of that, most would be quick to label it a Souls-like, although I can vouch that this game has not caused me to break a controller. The combat isn't Devil May Cry levels of Octane, but it's quick and snappy, enough to be engaging and still challenging. And just like in Nikke, your screen will constantly be full of bad guys. And ass. But instead of shooting the shit out of aliens, you'll slice, stab, and kick them to death. And shoot the shit out of them. You've got all these skills and combos you can utilize. You can dodge, you can block, except when you can't. You can zoom behind them or parry their hits to counter and follow up with these over-the-top moves. What the hell did I do? You can stun an enemy from a parry and just hit triangle. Some of these skills are more situational, but have saved my ass more times than I'll admit. You can use this little drone as a gun arm, and you'll get all these upgrades like explosives, lock-on missiles, or a big-ass laser. And when you're feeling sneaky, you can put on your ninja outfit and hit him from behind with a stealth kill. Oh! There's even one you can do from in the air. And you can use this shit on anything. Except these dickweeds who can always hear you. There's some usable items like mines or grenades that can knock them on their asses or stun them, but I really didn't use them, except that instant revive item, which I used a lot. The bulk of the game is seamless exploration and combat, but even with that, it's still very narrative driven. The story is basically the same as Nikke. Aliens have pushed humanity towards extinction, except instead of hiding underground, they moved into space. Once again, it's up to super soldier ladies to take back the planet. You play as one of them, named Eve, who uses a hair clip as a sword. From the onset, you're going in hot. You've got shit firing and exploding everywhere. You crash land on the battlefield, and after a quick tutorial and some intense action, you witness your entire squad being wiped out by some bird from Dark Souls. Seeking revenge, you partner up with the dude who saves your life, traveling around in his ship to hunt down the big bad alpha aliens while meeting a few other characters along the way. You'll pick up logs from previous Nikke soldiers as you attempt to figure out just what the hell happened to the world. While Nikke focuses on its characters, Stellar Blade is more about atmosphere. Like Nikke, you learn about the world and its struggles from dialogue or records left behind by its people, but Stellar Blade takes it a step further. Those forlorn, ruined cities and desolate wastelands devoid of life, you are experiencing them, walking them, and taking in all the evocative scenery, piecing together what once was. You're sliding down to the deepest reaches of civilization. Small quakes constantly remind you of your unstable environment as you discover fellow Nikke soldiers who passed away in these isolated places. Taking their cores, you add their strength to yours, carrying on where they couldn't. Despite the setting, it's crazy how quickly the tone can change. One minute you're exploring every inch of this huge open map, killing aliens and collecting loot. The next moment you're going down into this creepy ass facility with these dark claustrophobic hallways littered with dead bodies and blood everywhere. And then it turns into a horror game with these fucking zombies crawling after you and exploding, dropping from the ceiling, or coming around the corner like, oh, what the f-? It scares the shit out of you. You start checking your corners, looking up and down each room all paranoid, waiting for the next thing to jump out, but then you'll come across a safe little quiet campsite where you can rest, upgrade your gear, and listen to some relaxing music. What is this game? That's something I didn't cover in my Nikke review, was the amazing music. Shift Up has really elevated it here, and not because it's better, but because of how well it highlights the different vibes. It's constantly in the background, reminding you of the dejected world you're in. Then you find this old forgotten opera house buried underground for years. The music pops into the forefront, and it hits you like... and you just feel it. You'll climb up a tower in the middle of the desert, activate it, and the music to the area will change to a more upbeat version. The same thing happens as you progress through the story. It really expresses the mood throughout each point in the game. Then you've got that hardcore shit that kicks in when the action starts or when things get intense. I've talked about some of the enemy designs in Nikke, but here, I couldn't tell what the f*** I was looking at half the time. The hell is that? What is that? Oh, what the fuck is that? I mean, you've got your spiders, a few different robots, and tentacles. But then you've got a hammerhead horse? There's a little squid that climbs on a dead body and uses it like a damn puppet. And there's some that just don't know how to stay down. The hell? What? Are you kidding me? Then you've got all these badass bosses calling down thunder like Thor, puking all over the place, or slamming the ground with these massive shockwaves of fire. These guys are aggressive. They'll chase you down, grab your ass, and slam you around, try to fucking eat you, or just sit there. Now, exploration is where the thick meat of the game is. It's wild how much variety and freedom they give you, despite only having 2 open maps and the rest being pretty linear. There's so many little secrets or tidbits of lore to find. Scared little robots that drop materials, or even scavengers just hiding out. You'll be wandering aimlessly and be like, ooh, what's that? And come across a place with a guy who teaches you about fishing, and the next thing you know, a whole hour has passed by, just like that. The game will always point you the way forward, but you're encouraged to go off the beaten path to sate your curiosity. And most of the time, it'll pay off. It's so satisfying kicking open crates and hearing the items pop out like... But there's times where it feels a bit suspicious. Then you realize it's a fucking trap and get your ass kicked. The camera's your best friend here. You'll constantly be using it to figure out where to go or see what's ahead. You'll see something out in the distance, shoot it, and say, okay, now what? You look around, and your brain cell activates, and you get it. Many times you'll use things in the environment to your advantage, like climbing to the top of a building or getting across a large gap.
Wow, great moves. Almost as good as mine.
But shit will also just randomly collapse around you, changing the surrounding area. Other times you're altering the place yourself, or moving objects around to solve jumping puzzles, and all by activating tech in the only way Eve knows how to. Speaking of puzzles, a lot of doors and boxes have short mini-games where you press buttons in a certain order or time, or need a code you can find in the area. Then you've got all these phones used for fast travel to go back to anything you may have missed. And finally, you'll have all these places with these prompts that don't really serve a purpose. Now, characters are where the game is the weakest, which is odd when you look at Nikke. There's only 3 main characters, and yet there's nothing really deep or impactful about them. What you see is what you get. You'll meet others through the story or in the main city hub, but they are mostly there just to advance the plot. And a lot of them are simple NPCs with cliche backstories used for shops or fetchy side quests. The interactions are the worst and range from bad to unnatural or just weird.
Everything looks like an apocalypse.
What? With Eve, I kinda get it. Being born a soldier and now being alone in a world she never knew, all while trying to learn about it and find her place in it.
What is this?
It's a map.
How do you synchronize the location on the map?
There is a side quest with some pretty decent characters. You help this dude fix up his girlfriend, and the next day, he sneaks off to go find her some new legs. Worrying about his safety, she asks you to track him down. You find him in a scrapyard, clearly injured, and Eve's like,
It's me. How are you?
oh, I'm just bleeding out. My man also got her a new ass. These interactions led me to not care much about the characters, whereas in Nikke, we just finished the 3rd anniversary story, and it had me like, what the f... Still, the game did have a few funny moments.
This is the last gift a god ever thought to give us.
What's this?
It's an instrument ancient people played to try to attract mates.
Now let's talk about the presentation. It's a stellar looking game. Get it? The characters, the scenery, the lighting, the fucking jets coming off the ship, the skills, the enemies and their attacks, and the water's okay. They really shifted up with the action scenes here. And Nikke's were great too, but these are in-engine, which is very impressive. The choreography here feels impossible when they're jumping around doing all these badass flips and attacks. They have these scripted segments that mostly amount to QuickTime events, like trying to get the hell out of a collapsing room. Bosses have them too, but only for phase transitions or finishing them off in the most excessive and edgy way possible. The devs also use these opportunities to highlight their skills with camera angles. The game physics were also pleasant to look at. No, wait, hear me out. Watching those chests bounce or seeing a long cable sliding off the side of an elevator. Wait, that's not what I'm seeing. Eve use all her strength on a door, swing from an edge under her weight, or balance on a beam while crossing a chasm just looked so real and believable. Some physics were still pretty bad though. Alright, lastly I want to talk about collectibles. You can collect a bunch of cans. Soda cans. They're scattered around every map and usually a bit harder to find. They give you some upgrades and you can show them off at your base.
I think it would be good to store your cans here.
Some collectibles double as wearable glamour items like earrings and glasses. You'll bump into this odd guy who invites you to his salon and lets you buy all these hairstyles. Nikke has all these outfits for characters you can get for like $20, $60? So how much could they possibly cost here?
How about $0?
Yep, That's right, you can unlock them all just from playing the damn game. It's actually shocking they didn't lock these as premium DLC items. Speaking of DLC, can I talk about the DLC? I've been wanting to talk about the DLC this whole damn video. There's one for Nier, which is just costumes, but the Nikke one? Oh, it's a whole damn event. You start by running into Litter's dog, who scampers off and leads you to my favorite Nikke.
A pleasure, mademoiselle. My name is Scarlet.
She gives you a gun and lets you pick up some quests and then sends you out to find some goodies. Oh, that's neat. You'll find Volt barking at these little robots, and then the event really begins. No way! They just straight up put Nikke in Stellar Blade. This blew my mind. Holy. Then you go back to turn in the quest to get this currency you can use to buy all these outfits and hairstyles. Then you go back out and do it again. You see all the different mechanics and you activate the bursts with cutscenes. What? Oh! I was just blown away. They absolutely love their IP. You don't see many devs put this much love and effort into a damn crossover event. Seriously, how is this game real?
Can you feel when your feet touches the morning sunrise?
Oh no, it's the little white pink thing. Come here, you bastard. Oh. What? Oh. Oh shit. Rip. Hey, Shift Up. What is this game?
I think it's time for that lesson.
Alright. Time for what I liked about the game, besides what I already praised or shit on. I gotta start with props. This game ran very well, and I only ever saw one glitch my entire regular and New Game Plus playthrough. Probably the best thing was just how much gameplay there was. I'd be playing a while before encountering a cutscene, and even then, they were never that long.
No time for breaks.
And it was amazing gameplay. It challenged me and always made me feel like I was improving. I loved using all the environment traps on the field. They were pretty useful against enemies, especially when I was getting overwhelmed. There were some cool puzzles, but they only showed up one time each, and I wanted more of those, especially the platforming and time-limited ones. Same thing goes for those shooting target games. Some characters had tidbits of info for a backstory that I wanted to see explored more, especially the crazy ones. And I didn't like how they reused most of the bosses. Now, my favorite part of the entire game was the fucking jump scares. Oh! There were so many times the game got me. I'd start to learn and be expecting it more, only to forget and get got again. Even when I clearly fucking saw them and thought I had them. Oh, what? And they would change it up on me again. And again. No. And again. No! Well, that's it. I think this is a banger of a game, and despite the misconceptions, can stand up without the fan service. Playing Nikke just added more value to it for me. Both games complement each other well on a shared vision for their worlds. It's still a very compelling plot on its own, one you'll want to see through to the very end. I give it a must try as one of the best PS5 exclusives ever. Wait, it's on PC now too?